This morning I talked about what I thought Manchester was really good at, which is about shaping places, and I think the presentation you had this morning amply demonstrated our capacity to drive a vision. This presentation is really about how a vision, which we communicated last year, is now being translated into a reality. And the partnership which the Council has with the cooperative movement is a very, very strong platform for going forward. And already we are seeing very, very significant progress in that wider area. The partnership with the Co-op took root in our understanding of how different parts of city centre north, as we describe it, can actually be knitted together. We're seeing the National Football Museum come on stream, will be opened in the next few months. We're looking forward to significant investment in Victoria Station with a planning application due in a couple of months' time. And to explain to you where the cooperative development NOMA is concerned, delighted to welcome David Pringle and Ruairidh Jackson from the cooperative movement itself. David.
Thank you, and welcome to the Manchester stand. Thanks to Howard. My name is David Pringle. I'm the Director of NOMA. This is Ruairidh Jackson. Ruairidh is the Strategy and Development Director for NOMA. We thought we'd just take you through what we've done in the last 12 months. I'm going to hand over to Ruairidh straight away so he can let you know what we've been up to.
I think you're doing the what we've been up to bit in a minute, actually. Thank you, David. Good afternoon, everybody. Before David goes into the detail of the projects that we're delivering in 2012, I just wanted to take a few minutes to look at what we consider to be three of the essential elements that go together to make a great place. Great places are inspiring. They improve our lives, and when we visit them, we take away with us memories that last for a long time. We can look around cities in the world and we can see districts and neighbourhoods that have something unique about them, some characteristic that drives interest, that makes people want to be there, to live there, or to even visit them, to experience what they're like. But how do we make a new neighbourhood successful? How do we make a great place great? I think the first thing is that there are some fundamentals which need to be in place. When you look back at the grand schemes of the Victorian era, although the priorities that they had were different, they were still successful because of some fundamental things that they did. They had a clear vision, they had an absolute commitment to quality, and they had a belief, rightly, that great architecture can transform people's lives. When we look at newer areas for inspiration, we can see that you can add to that list of essential ingredients excellent transport infrastructure, warm, welcoming and safe public spaces, and as we heard this morning, the benefits of unique cultural or retail offerings. NOMA has all of these ingredients, but it'll still be its own place. However, just copying the ingredients from somewhere else and dropping them in isn't going to guarantee you success. Great urban neighbourhoods have something unique about them. They are dynamic and restless, they're changing. They feel that they're innovative, that they're new and fresh, even when some of them have years of history behind them. In 1781, as you all know, I'm sure, in 1781, Richard Arkwright took a steam turbine and he attached it to his mill equipment. The era of mass production began and the modern world was transformed. Arkwright made that innovation on the NOMA site. His mill is still underneath one of the car parks. Not one of the permanent car parks, I'll just hasten to add. Arkwright's skill was that he saw connections and linkages between things before other people recognized them. And that gave him a huge competitive advantage. At NOMA, we continue that great Manchester legacy of innovation, making connections and linkages between things in new ways that are adding value, that are driving down occupancy costs, and that are delivering tangible environmental benefits, both for the scheme and for the wider community. Number one, Angel Square, which some people may know as the Co-operative's new head office, is a great example of what we're doing. That's due to complete in September this year, and it has a range of environmental technologies in it. It has a plant oil CHP, it has earth tubes which deliver 100% fresh air constantly into the building, it has a double skin facade, it has absorption chillers. None of these things are new in themselves, but they've never been brought together in this way in one building before. And that's why this building has the highest BREEAM score of any building in the UK. But also, we've driven down the occupational costs for that business, and we have created a great environment for the staff that will enjoy that space. If you look at our energy centre, it's another example of what we're doing to address existing problems and recognise challenges in a new way. Climate change is a huge challenge, and we all have to take responsibility for addressing it, particularly at the co-op. So generating our own renewable power was always going to be a very important part of the NOMA project. But doing something because it's the right thing to do isn't the whole story. Doing the right thing and showing that you can make money by doing it is the real challenge, because when you've done that, other people follow you and follow your lead. So by generating our own renewable power, we are able to provide occupiers with significant cost savings on their electricity. And we're also able to provide them with verifiable green power, which means that it's not just good for their environmental reporting and their CSR, but it's essential when you consider that carbon is going to become a taxable commodity and it's going to become an additional cost on business. So the fundamentals are in place, and NOMA is alive with new ideas. But as I said at the beginning, you don't fall in love with a place because it's worthy or it's technically interesting. You fall in love with a place because you have a personal connection with it. And that's what makes great places great. Financial investment is essential, obviously, but it's the emotional investment that makes the difference to a neighbourhood and a community. We don't want NOMA to be a technical triumph only. We want it to showcase everything that is great about Manchester and make it a district of which we can all be proud. Varied, dynamic, inclusive, welcoming, aware of our history and pushing innovation forward. It says everything that Manchester says about itself. We have a great team in place. Our agents, Jones Lang LaSalle, WHR and Tushingham Moore, and our architects panel, which we've just formed, are a selection of the advisors and experts that we've put in place to help drive this scheme forward. But that's only part of the story. In the last 12 months since we launched NOMA here on this stand, the biggest effect that I've seen is the support and advocacy, the championing of this scheme among the Manchester community, among you people here and the wider people of Manchester. And it's genuinely, it's humbling and it's much appreciated. Because I think what it does show is it shows that the three essential ingredients to make great places are now in place. The fundamentals of the site are strong, the innovation that we're bringing is proving successful, and Manchester believes in NOMA, which is fantastic. So I think we can all look forward to a district which we can genuinely be proud of.